Hello, everybody, welcome back to the No Nonsense. I know it's been so long since I posted a video, and that's just because I'm lazy. I'm lazy, I'm running out of ideas, and it's very confusing. But then the other day, I was browsing the internet and I found this incredibly confusing article which said 100 rules to follow to become a decent Indian woman. And I was so confused because I thought it's sarcasm, but when I opened the article, it was literally a list of 100 rules, and there was no head, no tail. And I'm like, okay, this is not sarcasm, this doesn't look like sarcasm to me. So I decided that I am going to discuss all of those 100 rules and see how they're relevant today in today's society. And what is this article even about? Like, let's check it out. Okay, so the first rule is women should be seen, not heard. I mean, this was initially children should be seen, not heard. It is an old phrase which basically means that children should not be, involved in any major things like, major discussions because they're not mature enough. The idea for women is that they should be pretty and smiling and decorative with no opinion of their own. That women should stay silent in conversations and defer to men who are talking is a social norm or tradition or expectation in many different cultures. Most Abrahamic religions have some variant of this basic idea in their holy text. So there is this Bible verse which reads, women are to be silent in churches. They are not permitted to speak but must be in submission as the law says. It's in Corinthians 14:34, and yeah, that doesn't sound great. But then times have changed, right? Things have been changing, people have been changing. Back then they were more conservative and they had different problems. As they say, every generation has a different set of problems, and different set of problems require different solutions. So holding on to something that is not relevant to today's time is not correct. The Holy Bible has incredible solutions to many modern problems, and it is a very great book, and we have to uphold it for its sacredness, but not completely use it in our daily lives, just like a lot of other holy texts are. In Hindu households, you can just very clearly see how women are not considered important in their own households. They are considered important, but it's completely domestic. All their importance is just very highly domestic. All I have to say about this is, Pele, you have to recognize a woman as a human being before you start comparing her to a goddess. Speaking about goddesses, we do have incredible examples of women in mythology who have, done stuff which is really praiseworthy of. Like we have goddess Parvati, the loving consort of Lord Shiva and the caring mother of Ganesha and Kartikeya, who turned into the fierce goddess Kali when things were out of control. She showed that women are allowed to take action and step up when they have to. So clearly times are changing, people are changing, and I don't think like this rule is relevant anymore. But then there are also numerous examples of where women are still repressed and they're seen as objects, or something which families exchange when it comes to marriage. So the second rule, according to the list, is women should know what their place is inside the kitchen and not outside of it. The proper proverbial place for a woman is usually expressed as the home, but is and has been also said to be family and the kitchen. In November 1970, the Time magazine printed a piece titled Newcomers in the House. Bella Abzug campaigned for office in the US Congress using the slogan, "This woman's place is in the House of Representatives." India's age old representation of the paradigm of a woman's domestic role and a man's breadwinning responsibilities has perpetuated this divide. But 63% of male respondents and 66% of female respondents strongly agree that men and women should have equal responsibility for child rearing in a survey by National Herald. So maybe things are changing when it comes to being in the kitchen and all that shit. But then I recently saw a video by Scoop Unscripted or something, and it was really kind of scary to see that there are still many men who believe that women should be restricted to kitchen. घर की लक्ष्मी को घर में रखते हैं तो ही अच्छा लगता है. अरे घर की लक्ष्मी को घर में रखोगे तो पैसे कहाँ से आएंगे? Look, we have advanced into a society where everything is very expensive these days, and in a few years things are gonna get even more expensive. So if both like the mother and the father, if they have kids, or if both the individuals in the house don't start working, then how are you going to feed people? How are you going to send your kids to school? How are you going to bear all the costs of this? You can't do that alone. It's not possible anymore. And moreover, women are getting educated. They're not going to waste their degrees, their lives, everything that they had known before marriage, just to sit at home and do nothing. I mean, sitting at home is also a great thing to do. Like, that also involves a lot of responsibility, and also maid ka kharcha nahi hota. That is a different thing. So yeah, it should be a choice. It should never be like, if men want to stay at home as house husbands, that should be allowed. Everything should be allowed.
50 or 60 years ago, when my parents got married, my dad went to work, made the money, and brought it home. My mom stayed home, had and raised the kids, waxed the floors, made 5 meals a day.
Okay, right off the bat, I want to state that it was 50 or 60 years ago. Things change over time. Things change like from yesterday to today. Like 50 to 60 years ago, the blacks were not treated like people in America. And then later, they had President Obama. And he was an incredible president. That is how things change. You can't just expect that the universe is going to work the same way for its entirety. Things change. People change. That's the point of it. Evolution. Ever heard of that?
Did the laundry. When my father come home, dinner was served on a plate at his place at the table. And so it was a fair deal. It was a good deal. And
it was a fair deal. It would have been a fair deal if your mom liked it. Like, your mom liked it. Obviously, she liked being at home. But it is not a fair deal when the women don't like it. It is not a fair deal when the women can work but are restricted to do something like that they don't want to do. That is not a fair deal when that happens.
Made sense. Okay, you're going to do the lady things and I'm going to do the guy things. Okay.
There is nothing called lady things and guy things. I just want to get inside the screen and slap this guy.
But nowadays, women want all of the benefits of the past. They want everything paid for. They want your money. They want your last name. They want you to be responsible for the kids, all of that. But they don't want to do any of the things that my mother or your grandmother did or your great-grandmother. They don't want to do laundry. They don't want to do housework.
That's because they want to do the things that your father did. The guy things that you just mentioned, maybe they want to do that. See, it's not about supporting the gold diggers or, supporting women who just try to feed upon or, leash like a parasite on men. That is not what we're supporting here. We're trying to support women who want to work for themselves, who want to work for the family, who want to earn, who want to have a life. It is about that. It's not about supporting women who just want everything for free. That's not what this is.
To dump the kids in a daycare center. They don't want to do anything around the house. And so my attitude about this is I'm not going to try to change women who are like this. I'm okay with that. But I'm also not going to pay the marriage tax. I am not going to pay so a woman gets free room and board, free utilities, free clothing, free cell phone service, free internet, all of that. And meanwhile, she does nothing around the house. Not going to do it. I don't need you living in my house. If you're not going to do anything around the house, stay in your house.
So that was today's dose of it, of the 100 rules that Indian women are supposed to follow. I am trying to tackle all of them, but I don't know how many videos it's gonna take, but then I don't care because these are issues that have to be addressed and talked about. So we have to name this series something. The 100 Rules of Patriarchy. Thank you so much, guys. This is a no nonsense signing off.